I need to go beep?
No, you don't need to go beep.
I just spiked.
Hey guys,
I finally made it spike.
So this is episode 1 of Mayhem's podcast. An idea that Bolrik, I'm joined by actually Bolrik and Dex, just to chat, talk shit, and have a good time. I have a face cam. This will not be the version that is posted everywhere. It'll just be us three talking and our voices. We plan on having guests in the future and things like that. I know Dax wants to have a technical section, so we'll deal with that when we get to it. But today is episode uno. Something of new beginnings.
I didn't know we were a Spanish podcast. I'm not prepared for this.
Oh no. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Bolrik.
I am Bolrik Balanos. I'm a fake luchador who plays EVE Online kind of off and on. I think most of us do it that way, where we just kind of come in, get what we need from it for a little bit at a time, and go play other stuff and come back again, and just go back and forth. That's why all of us have been here for so long. Yeah, it's a good time. I mainly do like mining stuff. You know, obviously right now we're all moving and everything, so we've been kind of busy with that. But yeah, we're all just making crabs, trying to get some paddles in when we can.
Alrighty. And Dax, how about you?
Well, I am Dax Akari. I am a real luchador. And I'm the co-CEO of Mayhem High Sec. Do a little bit of everything. And we're just here hanging out.
Cool. Good shit. Alrighty. Well, hello, folks. I am known as Marie Chastel, the head of HVR here. I do all things IT, HR, and recruiting, so if you want to join, Mayhem is here for you. We are the superior corporation and brave alliance. We are just flat out better. There's no denying that.
We're also all just row alts.
Yeah, we're all row alts. Knight is the true row alt. We're just all like extra row alts. Hey, what's up, Knight? How you doing? Speaking of the devil. All right, so this episode is going to be just a quick little quick intro to the war and what happened. I know most people cover it, but it's something easy to talk about that is good fun, and then we can cover what's going on now, and we can talk shit if we want to, or we can just recap what's going on with us from our perspective. Maybe talk some shit about or talk movies, things like that. It's kind of a free form today, just so that we. I was
kind of hoping you were going to say talk shit about Knight.
Yeah, we can talk shit about Knight.
Hell yeah!
If you do see Knight Nas out there, I will pay for his corpse. I have one. I'll pay for his corpse.
You can't mute us on Twitch.
Yeah, I can't mute us on Twitch.
You can't boot us on Twitch either. Oh shit, he's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's here. There's Knight.
Oh no. He's bringing his Canadian fury upon me.
Get muted, bitch. Get muted.
Hurry, somebody throw a bottle of maple syrup and distract him.
This piece of shit.
Oh, there we go.
This piece of shit.
Oh. Booted off his own podcast.
You want to try that again?
And he's back.
You try that again, Knight? All right.
Now you're Knight.
Now I am Knight. Hey, Knight. What's the kick button do? You want to kick your head of HR? Yeah, I'm sure that would go over well with... Oh, the ban button. Okay. And before Dax gets booted from Discord.
The most organized card.
No, it wouldn't. You'd be correct. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. From a recap of DOS War. For those of you who don't know, EVE Online is a spaceship game where adult men and women, mostly adult men and women, come to play pretend spaceships in space. And we have real politics, and we have all sorts of things. But most people here know what the heck we're talking about. So
It's kind of a job simulator.
Yeah. It's spreadsheets in space.
Yeah, it takes up as much as your time.
Yeah.
We're all getting paid under the table, like Daniel Vector.
I wish I was getting paid under the table, dude.
You guys are getting paid?
Under the table.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we already got ads, dude. You know that?
Already got ads, already got everything. Just having a good time. But yeah, your regular cast is going to be myself, Dax, and Bolrik here, and we're going to go ahead and get into said war. War started, 16 months ago now? Something like that.
That was that long?
It feels like it. It feels like it.
Oh.
It was a little
Yeah,
over.
that's
It's
right,
a little
yeah.
over a year ago, yeah.
Mayhem's been at war the entire time I was here. Like, I joined up, I think a month after it started.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I left. I took a leave of absence from the game for a couple months, and came back, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of a war. But
Yeah.
I took over for the HiSec Corp, so it really didn't affect me for the most part.
Living your
So
life.
We had some adventures.
There was
adventures and cabbers.
there was literally no noticeable change. It was okay.
Kevers, Noble, all of Canada Losec, pretty much.
The beauty of HiSec.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
times.
none of that happened.
And now we fight. We leave one war and then we enter a new one fighting Russians for ice.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, like acid safety was a pain, man. I accidentally left some minerals and one of the Athenors in Norble, and I had to pay to get it out. It was rough. So
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the percentage on that, by the way? Is it like 10% or
Yeah, 10 to 15.
15?
Correct. Yeah.
Man,
But,
yeah, if you got a capital there,
yeah. Thankfully, we had other stations there because Mayhem HiSec can actually defend their structures. So.
Oof.
Oh,
Well about that.
At least
Didn't we
at
try to
least
put down
it's-
a
at least it's still
Athenor?
Mayhem.
Oops, there he went. Oh, he's back. Left in shame. We don't talk about that Athenor.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't talk about it.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong, mate. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's not. Hey, we can do what we want. We do what we want. When
You're
I
Why not win?
You're
when I
always
get
looking
my
for.
cap fleet,
You're always looking for an excuse to drop a Zern, and all I'm hearing is you chickened out.
All talk and no play.
Yeah.
uh,
Get that juicy booty out there, boy.
I mean that's
Let us
that's
come and
where
save
all
you.
the adrenaline comes from, right? Like the uncertainty. Will I survive? Won't I survive?
hey, let
like,
me
it's the
get
best part
that
of the
cap
game.
fleet up, and then we'll see.
We'll see.
What's our status on work walls? Are we allowed to take those bad boys out again?
I mean, at your own risk.
I mean, might as well. It's
I
to
will
serve
say
some kind of
we've
purpose.
lost
Kilo cap
less
size, yeah.
Rorquals in the last month than Tess has.
What are they up to? Because it was
That's
7
we'll talk.
a couple weeks ago.
I would say we've lost less Rorquals during this may be
Past
spicy. Brave has probably lost less Rorquals in the past month than Tess has in the last.
That's because Nikolai hasn't been playing.
That is true.
Well, I mean, Nikolai's been doing his stuff. Jonas had time to open Eve for the first time in months. I know the feeling, dude.
He ever get his computer situation figured out?
I don't know. Did you, Jonah? I know that you were having some computer stuff, but it was a while ago.
Oh no, I mean Nikolai.
Oh,
He
Nikolai.
had like some kind of
Nikolai.
dusty
He
1980s
has a
computer he was
PC
playing
on
on.
base that he uses, but it's still garbage.
Or still got Soviet hardware on it.
Yep, comrade Nikolai.
I thought Nikolai is Dutch, not Russian.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
That's the funny part.
Hey man, times were hard back then. You use what you could
okay,
get.
Okay.
They weren't the superpower they are today.
Like something doesn't line up here.
Very much not Russian. Yes. But yeah, so the war started like a year ago, and it was an all out everyone versus goons for about 8 months, and then Frat was like hot no, and pulled out early, and then I think the same thing happened with Test when we another 4 months passed. They pulled out early. They finished early. We'll say that.
Well, they told us they weren't finished early, and then they left.
I mean, out of the
They
entirety
told
of
us,
the war,
get ready for a
like,
big fight.
the hot spot of the war, like the first little part of the war was really active, and like then there was really long periods of just nothing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, structure bashing. That was it. No defense on their end.
Like especially
It was-
after M2, M2 was the tipping point for activity.
Yeah,
Where it was like-
everybody just kind of logged off after that.
Yeah, like they lost all momentum. Everyone just stuck in the mud at that point.
Yeah, it's the momentum died with the cap ball being stuck in there, because nobody wanted to log. Like people would log back in and whelp everything, but everybody was so afraid of the servers that we weren't going to accomplish anything.
I mean, hindsight's easy. You know, I'm not going to backseat FC and say,
Yeah, no.
oh, they should have done this, should have done that. I don't know. I wasn't in that position. But
Yeah.
it definitely felt like there were other options besides just waiting for, months for to do anything, So, it is what it is.
Yeah. It happens, but
The war ended not with a rallying, last stand. It died with a whimper, which is very disappointing.
disappointing. But at least it's over. I know, like once M2 hit, everybody was like, "All right, I want this done. Like, I don't care if we lose. I just want to go back to doing Eve again, because it was don't crab, don't mine, don't do anything but get in strat ups, and that's not fun."
For all
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, nothing has changed at this point for Brave. we're in the exact same situation we were in Delve, just in Geminate now.
Yeah. I mean, I know guys that are crabbing pulling like 400 mil a day still, so at least they're not doing too bad.
It's certainly possible. It's not like we're in a position where people are telling us, not to go out and actually do this stuff. But the issue is realistically in the area we're at. Everyone knows we're here. Everyone knows that this is content, and of course, it's good. You get in good fights, people roaming through. It's action. It's keeping people busy. But it's certainly nothing like we had pre-war. So
yeah, activity is way down just because people don't want to fight in Thunderdome style. Which, I mean, I like Thunderdome style if I have the time, but yeah.
What do you mean by that?
What, Thunderdome?
Yeah.
It's just constant PvP. Like you're fighting over
right.
small stuff. Like it's just gonna be continuous day after day. We're fighting over this objective. We're doing this roam. We're doing this, and it's gonna be like our little pocket of Geminate for a while, where we're not gonna make a whole lot of huge pushes like we did with Delve.
Yeah.
right.
It's gonna be sick when we actually have a spot to like secure for ourselves to reinforce and everything. It's just for Mayhem,
Yeah.
Well, and even
Not
just
for
for
Alliance,
Brave. I mean, because you look at what's going on in Geminate right now, we aren't staying.
Yeah.
The only reason we're actually carving this space out, it's just temporary. Like, I think it's just to keep people active until we move on to our next space.
Yeah.
That's why everybody should go to the High Sec Corp.
Geminate's a rallying point. Like,
it's
and that's
beacon.
the basis of it. I feel like we're going to see a lot more activity when we actually know where we're going long term. When people have, when they know, okay, this is going to be our long term home. This is a reason to actually do something.
Yeah, I know all of my assets are tied up in like high sec somewhere. Just moving them there, because why move all of my assets to NBPH when we're going to be leaving there? I mean, I've got some stuff in NBPH, but I'll be honest, most of my
just
stuff
have my
is,
caps there.
Yeah, just
I have a
basic
few
PvP stuff.
doctrine. I have a few doctrine ships just to join in for strat ops, and that's about it. But
I need to get Munins trained.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say the day, speaking for the HiSec Corp, that I actually miss fucking around with Darwinism. Like,
Yeah.
They were a good time. They were annoying gate camp, but they were a good time.
at least it was something. You know?
Yeah, we knew when they weren't there, we could do our thing.
Well, even
At
when they
least.
were there, you know, it was a constant cat and mouse game and trash talking, all this. But you know, here it's like, okay, it's quiet. Nothing really going on.
Except the Russians.
Yeah, dealing with local Russians and dealing with people in other low-sec areas.
The ice mafia. It is an interesting mechanic to high sec, dealing with stuff like that, like finding ways around like their bullshit practices, like their bumping and what is it, they bring out the catalysts and stuff for the. Really, I've only seen just like converters and procs get taken out. I haven't seen them actually do anything major yet, but I guess it's enough to kind of deter some newer people probably.
Yeah,
They can't afford the loss.
Yeah.
they'll drop on anything. I've seen them even drop on skiffs. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
they'll-
you have
they'll
enough
drop on skiffs.
DPS.
Ooh. Well, as long as you're paying attention to them, though, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, right?
Right. I mean, the funniest thing dealing with the local Russians has been when they try and gank a ship and then that
fail.
ship receives reps from an orca.
So
you just watch them. You just watch them face roll until Concord shows up. It's just like, oh, well, this is awkward.
I got all my orcas refitted after that happened. When I found out I could actually fit all that stuff when we talked about,
Oh yeah. Wow.
I've got all of them fitted now for all that.
I mean, it's a
So,
game changer for sure.
Yeah.
You might as well get it if you can.
Yeah, those the shield reps, the shield boosts actually help a lot. Like it makes your shields that much tankier, which is nice. Then again, I only run like 4 accounts at one time, and none of them are in the same place at the same time. So
Yeah, that'd be too confusing.
don't bullshit.
I just logged in
like
today
that,
for the
me.
first time in like a week and a half,
Yeah.
2 weeks, I think.
I gotta update my alpha skill queues.
Yeah, I did check my skills. Well, my main character finally got Indy 5,
Ooh.
Industrial Command Ship 5 trained up, so that's nice.
I'm like a month out of every gap now.
I've got a few more days.
Yeah, the new player experience, right? What is this? The
Oh,
one
yeah.
the
Air.
last couple of
Is it called-
years. Yeah.
Called Air or something,
But
right?
hey, it's a new one, guys. You know, this one will stick, surely.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure
but
there will be no incentives
this
to
might
buy
stick. I won't
microtransactions.
shit on it too much because I do like the unlimited skill queue now.
it's some good changes. It's
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like it. I
did
definitely
they
like it.
add the skill update yet?
No, it's
No,
not
it's in
implemented yet.
test server.
Oh, because that was sick.
It will be fantastic between that and being able to share skill plans.
Oh, that'll
That's
be
gonna be
dope.
amazing.
Yeah, that'll
Perfect.
be great.
It'll
Yeah.
And then
fantastic. So that part,
CCP can see what you're training and then can be like, oh, hey, why don't we sell you an expert skill plan so you, you can do some of this stuff already?
I mean, they can already see what
It
you're.
looks like you're going to trade it. Yeah.
I mean,
talking
in
about the
theory-
expert skills, I do want to point out something with the expert skills though. Can we talk about the fact, like, this is kind of an old meme at this point, but the fact that they try to sell an expert skill pack for the praxis, which requires no skills
Really?
to get into.
Oh, that's weird. What are they going to use it for? Like ratting or like just basic
I
mission
I
running?
don't know. I thought the concept was hilarious. Because like having lived in wormhole space, the Praxis is an ideal ship to hand out to noobers. Like even as an alpha pilot with minimal skills, you can throw someone in Praxis and get out there riding in C3s.
They're-
I mean, that was
they're
that was like
only event ships, right?
early null
Yeah.
days of just like, hey, here's a praxis, here's some torps, go fuck shit up and run havens on like your second day out.
Right, exactly. You know, same concept. So like the fact that they were selling expert packs for that, like why? Out of all the things you could have done this with, why this?
Yeah. Oh, hey, want that skill plan to go faster? Here's some skill injectors for sale. Yeah, I wish that. I mean, I wish that skill injectors gave a tiny bit more for like mid-range SP folks, but you know, I don't mind it. Just a little annoying.
But then you wouldn't buy as
Well,
many.
what you do?
No,
you
I'd buy
spend 30.
more.
You spend $35 and just buy that pack that comes with 1.5 million skill points. Just don't be poor. Like, it's not that hard.
It's not that,
Right?
It's that you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
buy it like 16 times. You have to buy it. You
I
can only
don't.
buy it
I
once.
don't understand why poor people
Is it
even
only
play this
once?
game.
Yeah, it's only once. That 1.5 mil. That's a bonus.
Well, damn.
It's like the skill point resurgence thing. Like you could only buy it once because it was tied to your character. It's tied to your account, not your character. So, it's annoying. I think you can buy about, what is it, like 3 mil skill points for like $60-$70 total
That's crazy.
at like
pretty
any. Yeah.
But when you're desperate, you don't care. You're just like, oh, I just want it right now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the price point is okay. But with the
There's
with the
games
skill plans,
I wouldn't buy for that price. You know.
with the skill plans though, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Because like
Uh,
people have mentioned it before. The fact is, looking at a null corp, right? Some people have worries that, oh, you just, here's a skill plan, brand new bro that just joined the null corp. Congratulations. It's like, what is my purpose? You are a Munin pilot. Oh god, like
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
right. And I can see where that could be a little, but that's gonna happen regardless.
But it's also a good thing, though. It's something to like aim for a new, because like I mean, there's a lot of new bros that join null corps without really knowing how to play the game. So
Yeah.
at least they have a goal to put their skills toward.
I'd like
to like,
to-
figure out what they're actually doing.
I'd like to see a skill plan. I wonder if they're going to remove the 50 count as well. I don't know if that was.
Yeah.
They are. Oh,
it's
that's-
150
oh,
now.
it's 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you could do like, hey, this is a skill plan. This will get you, like, this skill plan will get you into some basic PvP ships. It'll get you into some basic other ships, and then it'll get you into later like strat up ready ships. Like it's an entire full encompassing. Hey, if you want to do PvP at all, this is the skill plan for you.
Yeah.
If you want to do industry, well, this
Mining.
is here's this industry mining one, but it still has the basic PvP stuff because you still need to be able to participate. Like even tackle is helpful to an extent.
Right. For a new bro, honestly, I actually wouldn't recommend training PvP skills into like an industry tool. Like
Yeah, not at all.
plain and simple, like and this is something that a lot of people disagree with, right? Eve is a game that heavily rewards having multiple accounts. If you're starting
Yes.
out, even as an alpha, and you're like, well, I want to train this, but I also will need to train into PvP, and I only have one tune, and I don't want to pay for, say, 2 Omega or multi-character training. Literally just create a new account and train your PvP tune on the other account. Max that out on alpha, and there you go.
Yeah, you can get into a lot of doctrine stuff with an alpha tune at 5 mil skill points. Like you can fit a fair amount of things just with a T1 hull. Yeah.
Yes, it's
have to
very
be very
very tight
specific.
skill plans as we've seen with some of the doctrines that we've come out with.
Mhm.
Like, there's sometimes there's not a whole lot of wiggle room.
Yeah, I know that you were doing for the militia tunes. It's like, I think you have 100,000 of wiggle room.
Something like that. It's not much at all. Like that
Yeah,
skill
that's
plan
like
was
not even a 5 skill.
Yeah, it was an excellent demonstration on you can only fit so much in there, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, your heart's stuck between either choosing shields or armor, and then you're pretty much training one weapon system, and you could possibly do multiple racials, but if you're gonna do that, I can't imagine you could do anything more than cruisers if you're gonna go that route, and it would still probably have to be the same weapon system.
Yeah.
Just simply for limitations.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think you could do. I think you could do battleships because battleships are. I think it's like 18k, 20k skill points to get past cruisers into.
Oh,
battleships.
right. I'm talking like level 4.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Like, if you're gonna fly it well, and like not lose out on some of those damage bonuses, you're gonna want to train it at least 3 to 4, right? With that skill plan that we had, obviously, like flying the Drake for bashing fleets, we have that in there. Yeah, and it's rough. And then, like with the militia, for instance, I kind of regret giving in to people wanting to use the Drake for bashing. I wish I would have stuck to my guns and did Amar beam feed fleets with it. You know, gun armor,
It'd have been
gun
better.
Amar, you know, lasers, no ammo. But,
They're cheaper.
We're
Cheaper
excited to
fits
use
in
the
general.
Drake. Yeah. So
I
it is what it
I
is.
like the Drake. I just could never. I guess I'm so used to fitting out a Praxis with like 1,000+ DPS that when I look at the Drake, I'm just disappointed
Right.
because I'm like, you could be so much more, but you're not.
Like I said, you know, I come from a background in wormhole space, and Drakes are a staple for like low class wormholes. It's like they pretty much cap out at C2s.
Mhm.
I don't know of any Drakes that run C3s. I might be wrong on that. You know, someone can correct me if they. Actually, I have this Drake fit that runs C3s problem type stuff, but after that, you pretty much have to upgrade to a Tengu. So
Yeah.
it's a decent ship for what it does.
Now, it's something that might be a hot take, might be good, might be bad. I'd like to see a buff to early stage Omegas, like Omega characters. Just so you could get new bros trained a little bit faster. I think something like that, just to get you up there a little bit faster. It doesn't have to apply to alphas, so that way you can avoid like chucking like 1.5 million tunes. Cough, cough, cough. I'm guilty of that.
What if they, for like first time Omega, like the second you get it, you get like what they call it, Sir Reberators or whatever?
No,
Yeah,
more
the
like
Star Brother Seller.
yeah, you could do that.
Like a special one?
But yeah, when you're Omega,
Or like a super injector?
I wouldn't do an injector because that's just extra crap for CCP to shill.
Well, and it's not just that, because it no longer just affects new bros. Like all of a sudden, when you're talking about injectors, you're talking about things that can be sold on the market.
Yeah.
Unless it's something similar to where it's like redeemed. So as soon as you redeem it, it just gets injected, like the drugs. For
Or
instance, you get.
they take core skills and just make them maxed out automatically from the get go, like they should have done.
Yeah.
So everyone's on the
could
same
be
playing
nice.
field.
That could be nice. I guess. I guess the first time. Well, no, you couldn't do the first time you hit 10 mil.
Well, everything's going to be abused in some way, whatever they do. You know.
Yeah, maybe like the time it would take to consistently train. All right, peace.
All right,
Take
later,
it
bud.
easy.
Something like the time it would take to consistently train to something. Cam said a Magic 14 skill plan pack. I would like that.
So that's actually already available.
Honestly,
no, like a Magic 14 just instant to level 5.
You want,
Yeah,
you,
well-
you want to hear something even better? 500 IQ. Here's what you do: remove the Magic 14 from the game. Just have them be
Also
base
not a
stats.
bad
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
Like,
just max them
just-
out and just give them to people.
No, like just straight up remove them from the game
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
give
They-
people those base stats. Just increase
So much-
all base stats by those. Because
Not sure if you were aware, but they have the expert skill plan or the expert thing available to buy on the website. That
I'm
is
aware.
unofficially the 14.
But the issue is
But,
you
yeah.
have to redeem those every time. It lasts for a certain amount of
Yeah.
time. It's not a one and done type deal. So
They should just be part of the new player experience.
have either of you guys been playing long enough to remember training skills?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can see Magic 14 go in the way of training skills. For those of you who don't know what training skills are, they were skills that increased the training time dependent on your attributes, right? So you had to train skills to train skills.
Mhm.
Bullshit.
It got ridiculous, and eventually they're like, "This is dumb." Removed it from the game. I can see Magic 14 going the exact same way. Pretty much every single person trains these skills. They're not special. They're not divergent. They aren't a path you take. They're general skills that everyone should just have. So why
are they
them
skill
be
locked
trained
or why are
to
they
begin with?
unlocked?
Yeah, like you're just using up SP that could go into a specific path. You know,
If you were to level 5 all of them, what is roughly the time? Because it's got to be months, right, to actually max them all out.
I
don't know.
It's a
Like
bit
months and months and months.
and that's a good
I'd have to
point
look that
because like when a new player comes into Eve, right? And these conversations have been had before, right?
Yeah.
This same point has been brought up time and time again. You have a new bro who joins the game and says, "Hey, I want to get into this, whatever it is, PvP, mining, industry, whatever." Specifically with PvP in particular, what is the first thing they're told when they're like, "Hey, I want to get into
Magic
PvP.
14.
What do I do?" Train the Magic
Yeah.
14. So they spend fucking a month, 2 months, whatever, of training these skills up before they even get, to fly some of the cool ships that they like to fly.
I
Just
mean,
remove
no,
them.
it's not even like you get to fly them. You get to sit in the halls like maybe 3 or 4 days after you get, depending on the doctrine, but you get to sit in the Magic 14 hull, but that doesn't mean you get to sit and actually fly the doctrine fitting, because most doctrine fittings are T2. There's some meta ones, but like you still have to train the entire fitting, which
And you gotta have
anything.
money for those modules.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is if you removed Magic 14 altogether,
I think the game
it would
be better.
take approximately half the amount of time to get someone into a Tech 2 Ferox than it would to train the Magic 14.
Yeah.
Or at a minimum, put
We're-
them at level 4. You know?
Already, we're shaving off like a month to 2 months of training time right there. And getting
Yeah.
people actively engaged in the game, getting people doing stuff that's interesting rather than just sitting there and being like, well, I have to train these because, these are
Oh, you know
prerequisites
what
to get into everything.
Yeah.
would be interesting is if they just removed them, but if you had level 5, give like a refund on SP
Alright.
to every player, every character that had that. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
Like
If it's part of the core
the Magic
skills.
14 are the unpaid internships of Eve.
Right.
They are, yeah. Yeah, that's
You
a good way to put it.
have to train those before you actually get a real job, right? That's the
Well, now-
idea.
What's funny is even the 14 aren't contemporary anymore. Like there's the new pyramid that they came out with that apparently the 14 aren't even efficient at this point. It's
Right.
There's something else, but like they didn't come out with the expert pack until after they came out with this other, the 14 being useless. But like I don't know, it's still a good guide for people to go by, but I don't know. It's a confusing thing for a new player to get into, trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing. Is should I train into what I want to do, or should I train these dumb skills that I'm not really going to notice, but I just aren't able to use certain ships or modules now.
Right.
Yeah.
Which leads right
it's
back
just
to what we were
limiting their
initially
fun.
talking about with the skill plan updates. Like just being able to
Yeah.
share a skill plan. Here is a newbie skill plan. Train this, right? And then you can let them know, hey, if you want to diverge off the path, that's fine. But here's a general good starting point. They finish that and they
You'll
come
be
back.
able to have
Right.
fun within a day or
And
two.
they come back and they say, "Hey, okay, I trained all that. Where should I go from now?" And you show them an intermediate one, right? And they train that. And then they're like, "Which path?" It's like, well, what specialist path do you want to take? Right. This is when you start getting into like advanced Tech 2 stuff. Do you want to do cloaky stuff? Do you want to do stuff? Do you want to do whatever?
That would be a cool feature too, is if you had the ability, because I think it's like 10 that you can have loaded up. So what if you had within each one a beginner, advanced, or intermediate, advanced, like be able to section that off even within that one skill plan,
Right.
have a cutoff point where it's like, oh, these are the beginner ones, and then once at this point you're into the intermediary level.
Yeah, I
And
think
then eventually-
it's good to have general skill plans to hand out, right?
Yeah.
Because you can certainly do a newbie, intermediate, advanced for every single one of these we're talking. Of course, bombers, we're talking hacks or whatever, but just having a baseline to train people into. One of the go-to
And being able to like pause it and go in between depending on what's going on is amazing
Yeah.
once they roll it out.
like one of the go-to
Without having to
doctrines
reset it all.
that we get new bros into is Atrons, into Coraxes, into Caracals, because it's very new bro friendly. It's missiles, so they don't have to, there's no tracking, there's no any of that. It's point, click, shoot,
Done.
And like that's basic level stuff that you can train people into and have them still be useful. Every fleet needs tackle. Okay, hop in a suicide Atron and go hero tackle some stuff, like. So
some of my best time in fleets, they've been big fleets, but some of my best time in fleets has been straight up like hero tackling dreads.
Right.
Like, what was it? 8QT was the fight that was like 13, 14 hours that I was in.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Nick for most of the time, and it was just hero tackle. I think I got tackle on like a dread or something, and it was fun. And I had smart bombs fitted to Horn Gill Mills, but
and we
tackle was
we had a new bro
crazy drug.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, tackle like is such an amazing thing to be able to pull off. Like it's such a high whenever you can get it when you tackle something, even if it's like some basic shit. Like when you're a new player and you're just like, all right, I just need to go towards that thing and press these buttons,
and then
like I got it. You start freaking out, like I got him, hurry up, whoa. It's like it's a really cool high for a new player to have.
It's like you just hooked that first fish,
Yeah. Nobody's good at it, but just run towards the thing and hit the buttons.
You get them hooks in, you start reeling it in, and you get excited. But we just had a new bro recently in the fights in Geminate. He did this Reddit post all about how FC ordered the tacklers to go after these carriers, and it was his first time against carriers. And he was extremely excited. Like the whole post, he told us about it. He got in comms with us. He's like, guys. Like I was able to tackle carriers, and we held them on grid long enough for our damage to kill them. And, here's this new bro. He just joined the game, just got into Eve. And he's out there doing exactly this, and that's great. Now we just have to give him a path on where to go after,
Yeah. I'd like to see. It's the speaking of new bros, of people joining and then leaving, which happens a lot. I see a lot of guys join the game and they're super hyped, and like 90% of the stuff they want to do is locked behind like either alpha or whatever, but something to keep them sticking around for more than a week. Because that's what happened with an Uber recently, actually here in Corp. He came in, and I'm sure some of you might know him, but he came in, everybody was super helpful, we got all of his assets moved, and then he was like, nope, I'm not having fun with the game, because it was like all trading, and it was boring. I mean, I'm not gonna diss early game Eve, but it's boring as all get out, because you just train, and he couldn't fly on PvP with us because he didn't have the Magic 14 trained, and then he couldn't go ice mining, which is what people were doing, because he didn't have that stuff trained. And so it was, hey, you can train this stuff, but it's going to take a while, or you have to be Omega. And his plan was,
you can buy the expert packs.
Yeah, he could, but he was trying to go without having to pay anything, which I understand.
Yeah, no. But that's where they want to keep people, is like, oh, do you want to hang out with your friends, or do you want to be some loser sitting in station? You can't go out. Pay us $5, loser.
Well, and here's the thing when it comes to like paying versus plexing, right? I've plexed in the past. I've plexed up to 6 accounts simultaneously, and that was just no lifing incursions. Murray's very well familiar with.
I'm very familiar with your incursion history.
I haven't been tainted yet.
And I really got into incursions, but let me tell you, it's a lot of time. If you're just doing stuff like that, that's fine. But at the end of the day, until you get to a high enough skill level, like I'm not talking like SP, I'm talking like understanding of the game's fundamentals. plexing your count will turn into a full-time job before you get to the point where you have enough knowledge of the game where it becomes easier.
I was surprised by Warp to Me's pretty easy like skill plans they had set up from what I looked at. Like it wasn't anything insane just to get going.
No, they're very new,
for like a newer player.
If you were to look at, say, like TDF, which is another incursion community, their expectations are much higher. They're more of an elite community, and their performance reflects it. No, actually, it's not.
No, it's not. But that's what I like to think.
No, funny story with that. Evidently, Spoopy, they're after a mass DC from the servers. They had an incursion fleet get wiped, and Spoopy looted the field.
Oh boy!
Oh.
So they got billions.
Dirty.
Because if you guys don't know, incursion players like to fly shiny stuff. So there was a lot of shiny stuff on the grid. So supposedly that's why. I may be incorrect, but as far as I know, that was the story that I was told.
That's dirty.
I mean, hey, I think a lot
that's
of us would have done the
also
same thing,
like,
you know, like
if the mechanics allow it, then it's
loot's in there, man. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's on them for not defending it correctly, I guess. If you can,
well,
how does that even work?
Well, they got killed because they all DC'd. They died to the rats.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's nothing they really could have done.
Oh, that sucks. I would have put in a ticket at least to be like, hey, man,
I'm sure they did.
Focus on this.
I'm sure they did.
You know,
like when there's big server hiccups like that, you'll see an uptick in that kind of traffic. Like I wish we could see how many tickets get submitted. That'd be interesting to check. It's like whenever people are having issues, they could go check the site and be like, oh, there's a massive uptick in tickets right now. Okay, so it is a server issue. You know,
they've been pretty good about like I've had really good response times to everything I've filed for. Like there's one thing they have pretty locked down. It's especially like for newer players, that when they do the GMs go out and like, you know, talk to new players and like try to help them out and give them free stuff and everything. Like that's the one thing I give CCP kudos on, is their customer service in game is really good. As far as like response times and like kind of, you know, getting anything situated. I've read some bad posts on Reddit where people are like, oh, I can't believe they let this guy get his ship back when I fairly killed him and stuff. And it's like, well, whatever. If it keeps people around, that's the important thing, right?
Right. And
of course, they shouldn't be allowed to abuse the system, but
I mean, for the most part, like it comes down to an honor system, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I would think that they're more likely than not willing to like redeem that kind of stuff and just like give someone their stuff back. I've only submitted tickets on a handful of occasions, and as far as I know, I think I've gotten everything back on the tickets that I have submitted.
But on their end, they just want everyone to be happy at the end of the day, you know?
Right. I'm sure they get like fake requests all the time. You know, like I don't know how they handle those, but
like Russians reporting local to Ukrainian GMs, you know, stuff happens kind of sometimes.
It is what it is.
Russians.
But
man, I can't wait. I can't wait to find out what our next place is going to be. I'm ready to get away from these guys. I really don't like them.
I mean, I'm not tripping about it. It is what it is, you know. You're gonna find these type of people no matter where you go. You go into an area where people have been living there for a long time. They have a routine. They know the area. They've set up something that benefits them, and someone else moves in and tries to disrupt it. Of course, I mean, we'd be doing the exact same thing if the rules were reversed.
Went to Galente Space. It was a nice day of ice mining.
Sounds like
those dudes do have a. It's pretty ridiculous, like the amount of ice they got in that one system.
It sounds like we got to set something up similar in Galente Space.
Yeah.
You know, that's the play. You know, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
But it's like, how many systems in game have 3 ice belts spawn in the same spot? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be rare as hell, and to be close to a hub. I don't know. Oh well. Any? Are we even allowed to talk about what we think our next location might be, our permanent location?
I mean, it's pure speculation.
Yeah.
As far as I know, nothing has been publicly announced. Nothing is, like I haven't seen anything. Honestly,
I think we're going back to Delve. We're taking it back for Brave. We're going to be bees too. That's why people don't notice. Dunk is a beekeeper. And that's been the subtle clue in all of his videos. He's been letting people know, like, hey, I got the bees. Don't worry.
500 IQ.
I got this handled.
Dunk is the
back now.
Tommy.
Yeah,
Dunk.
we're taking 1 DQ back.
So
We're taking the floodplains.
So what we do?
This is the actual top tier conspiracy. Dunk is the Matani's handler.
Shh. No, you're not supposed to.
So what we do is we wait until everybody's in a big war again, and we just backdoor into 1DQ.
Yes.
Take
Yes.
everything out. Ref all of the stations at once. Don't even do a fleet ping. Just do it at once.
Don't even declare war. Just go in and do it.
Supposedly, now that this is some interesting juicy bit of leaked intel. Supposedly, Dunk is building an Orca in 1DQ on a Lagoon spy count.
Oh.
And as we all know, whenever he builds an Orca, that area gets invaded and falls to the enemy. So,
Yeah.
I think it's good strategy.
That's the best strategy.
Has it been announced what the name of the orc is going to be?
I don't believe so. Not at this time. We'll have to ask him.
I just fucking realized that I wasn't recording the stream, so whenever we put all of this together, we're gonna sound like crackheads when we go silent for a little while.
We do anyway.
We didn't get night. This is why.
I was kind of wondering about Knight's audio.
Yeah, this is why I remove everybody's access to hop into this Discord channel. Or at least
Except the
talk.
one that would fuck it up.
Or
Yeah,
this
except
is
the
why
one that
you
would fuck it
just
up.
record from the stream. It's just, requires, one system to work instead of 4. So
What's going to be funny is when the your recording has 30 Discord reconnects from the beginning. Y'all kicking each other out.
Luckily, I have streamer mode on, so it mutes Discord sounds, so that way somebody can't just start pinging me and it shows up on the stream.
This has been a problem for somebody at some point before then.
It's been a problem for me in the past, though I had streamer mode on, so it didn't matter.
I mean, it's not like you check your pings anyway.
Oh.
What do you... Me, I don't check my pings.
Marie has peons that do that for her. I'm still not 100% sure what my job is. Ethan kind of fucking just gave me some powers to do stuff, and I haven't gotten to use it yet for anything.
It's
Welcome to
mainly
Mayhem.
because, we're like 3 people did their jobs and don't know how to delegate.
Yeah. Well, all I really wanted was Discord powers, and that's the one thing I didn't get, so I'm kind of pissed
What
off
do you
about
mean
that.
you have Discord powers?
No, I can't do anything.
You have the ability to mute people? You have the ability to
No.
kick people? Yeah, you do.
I can mute. Wait, what?
Or you don't have the ability to kick. You have the
Yeah,
ability
no.
to mute, move,
Nope.
things that nobody else
I can't do. No, I can mute, but I can't server mute. I can't
Oh.
do. I can't do server things.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, of course.
Y'all need to fix that.
No.
You mean like that?
Yeah, exactly. I tried to change my own role, and that didn't work either. So I was like, well, shit. I guess I can't do anything fun.
I wonder why.
And then Papa's bullying me in his channel, and I can't fix it. So I'm like, well, all right. I guess I think I'm HR. I don't know.
You know what?
Like,
I need to.
Somebody
fix
somebody
that.
broke my roles, is what it sounds like.
I need to fix.
Because even
that.
look on Discord, I don't even show up as human resource. You got DH Warrior there who barely plays. He's playing Stalker right now. He doesn't even play Eve. And then who else do we have here? Dietrich's. That guy's a joke. Why is he in
Alex.
HR? Loser.
You want to make fun of my human resources people?
Yeah, they're a bunch of losers.
Welcome to Mayhem, where shots are constantly fired.
DH Warrior.
let's,
Stalker, Shadow Chernobyl.
How about let's
Nobody cares about Stalker
actually
anymore.
do some space paperwork for once.
Play the real game, Metro 2033, whatever. What is it, 2033? Can't remember what year that game is. There's too many of them.
Jonah, don't fucking
suck.
lie. You know you loved it here. You just didn't log in.
As one of Mayhem's former recruiters can confirm.
Bitch, when were you on my team?
I was a recruiter before you even joined.
You were a high-sec recruiter. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Nope, this was before the High-Sec Corp was the thing.
way to put him in his
Oh,
place.
so you were the equivalent of garbage because you didn't stay there?
No,
Oh.
I took a break.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oof.
you took a break because you don't have the endurance to hang 10.
Damn.
Want
to Blue Chew?
The best thing always came first. I was the original, and you were the inspiration that was inspired from me. So
Speaking of endurance,
but better.
of you, but better.
This kind of got
I
off
tell you
topic
what.
from what this originally was.
Yeah. Like we had a discipline, like talking points, right? We were going in a direction and quickly just ramped right into trash talk.
Yep.
That was beautiful.
I still don't have server abilities, so
I'll fix that shit later, Bolrik. Don't worry about it.
damn it, Murray.
We'll fix it.
I gotta
once
be
we're
able to
done.
fight off Papa.
You can fight off
He's trying
Papa
to take
when we're
advantage
done.
of me all the time over in After Dark.
We'll,
I don't like it.
We'll fix that here shortly. So that
He
way
bullies
you can
me.
at least unmute yourself.
He says mean things to me, and I can't like back mute him when he mutes me. It's not fair.
Well, it's After Dark for you.
Well, everyone else can mute people apparently, but not me.
Oh,
Not HR
you're
or fake HR.
Murray,
tech,
when do we tell him that
technically
he's the
personnel.
only one without mute powers?
Yeah.
you might
Look at that.
actually be.
No, look over to the right. See where it says Human Resources, Diedrich's, DH Warrior, and Eason. Eason's not even in a game. Eason is just on a cell phone.
We just gave you.
And then
a
I'm down
role-
in.
We gave you a role
I'm
that
down in
actually
Maniacs.
takes muting powers away.
You,
Yeah.
One,
is bullshit. I
Rooster,
hate it.
Vlad, those guys don't have mute powers. Artura.
I want abusable Discord powers, please, right now.
Oh God.
Well, if you're
I'm going to mute this entire podcast.
if you're asking for abusable powers, that means I shouldn't give it to you.
No, I'm not going to abuse them. I
Bolrik's
just want
pretty
abusable
much-
powers.
He's pretty much wanting to be the thing. The only thing that's worse than a Reddit mod is a fucking Discord mod. That's what
want-
you're asking for right now.
No. I'm not going to abuse the abusable powers. I just want the abusable powers. I want the big stick, but I'm not going to hit anything.
Right.
But I want that big stick. You know what I mean? Please?
This is not big stick
Man's
diplomacy.
asking for fucking mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. I want to be able to defend myself.
So
It's my First Amendment right.
So what you're doing is you're asking for the big stick, and you're gonna go pop Papa with it, and then I'm gonna
No,
have to
absolutely
kick
not.
both of you. That's what's gonna happen.
I absolutely will not abuse my HR job, whatever that is, just to spite Papa. Why would I ever do that?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen you process any recruitment, so are you even in
Yeah.
there? Like,
It's
That's the thing.
okay.
Is that my job? I don't know.
So-
Ethan just tapped out on me.
so if you actually go into Department General and check the fucking pins, it's there. It's there.
No. So I checked the public thing, but usually everything's resolved before I can even look at it. So it's like,
Well, no,
okay.
if you check Department General and you look at where I pinged to Ethan, you guys are gonna be doing day-to-day stuff and working on the auth and working on the welcome wagon, getting people in. The main problem is that we don't have a home to welcome people to.
None of that means anything to me.
that is a good point though. Like something that you raised,
Yeah.
there, right? Because like even in the high sec side, right? We've been pushing for recruitment. Obviously, with the state of the things in Brave right now, just keeping people busy has been difficult, and it's annoying from a recruiting standpoint to be like, we want to bring more people in, but it's gonna suck to have them, let's say, move stuff to where we are, only to be moving shortly after. It gets really awkward when you know that you're gonna be leaving soon.
Yeah.
Sort of, but it's a good time for them to get their shit to one
Right.
place so that everyone's moving at once.
Like
so there is some
went
benefit
through the same
to it.
thing. Like we were bringing people into the corp while we were moving out of Con Ed and Aquarius.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much, hey, I have stuff to here. Should I move it down? It's like,
Keep it there.
once we knew where
Sell
we were
it.
going. Well, yeah, like straight up, like I would always give people 3 options, right? The easiest being just liquidate everything, move here, right?
Yeah,
But, like,
that's what I tell people pretty much.
When we knew where we were going, I'm like, if you are going to move your stuff, just move it there. Don't even move it down here. We know we're going to be going there. Just take it there. You know?
The thing that I told people, at least for when we were moving out of Connie up to Geminate, we had guys joining the High Sec Corp or even joining the Null Sec Corp. And I'm like, hey, you might want to join the High Sec Corp in the meantime because Null doesn't really have a home. They're like, well, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in Jita. Where should I move it? I'm like, actually, Jita's probably the best place for it. In the meantime, keep it there because your assets are going to be the safest in Jita, safest quote unquote, and you'll be able to sell them if you need at one of the better prices that you can get in Eve.
Right.
And that's just kind of how it goes. But once we have a home to call home and like a place where we can bring people to, Bolrik, that's when your job really comes into play.
Well, and that raises a fantastic point. This is something that I actually brought up to Knight and Roa earlier. Was the high sec guys are used to this leadership model, right? Recently, the Null Sec Corp has adopted it, and that's the idea of having 3 departments, right? You have your operations department, which handles your day-to-day op stuff, right? Hey, we're doing fleets for this. It's ops. You have personnel, which handles recruitment, HR, all of that stuff. And then you have logistics, which handles moving, handles industry. It handles all of the functionings of the corp, right? Now, if you look at leadership styles, right, it pretty much represents every major leadership style, right? What is the administrator? That's the logistics person. That's the person that loves doing spreadsheets, that loves breaking down how the corp functions. Marie, you like now that you'll get this reference. The personnel department leader is Rabute Gilliman. There you go. Like,
You're
if
not
for anyone,
wrong.
I'm dead serious. Like, this is the person that likes a
He does
functioning administration.
They do their taxes.
Right?
That's what it is. They
Exactly.
do their taxes.
It's perfect, right? And then you have the operations leader, right? That is the content creator. This is the person that likes generating content. Like,
That's your space wolves
bringing
right
fun
there.
to people, right? You know,
Just
like
go
this
away
is
and eat shit.
we could all do like 40K references for all this, right? But yeah, that's the person that likes bringing content to the group. You know, they don't wait for stuff to happen. They go out there and be like, "Hey guys, let's go do this. This sounds fun." You know, and then you have I mentioned logistics, personnel. The personnel
You've already mentioned.
is.
You said personnel was Rabute.
Did I say Sorry, I meant
you
logistics.
started with
I messed that up. So, logistics would be the administrator, right?
So that would
Then
make
you
the
have-
industrialist the Imperial Fists. I mean, kind of.
No, you're messed.
No. I'm
mixing
reading.
this
I'm
all
reading
up.
chat.
You're
I'm reading
mixing
chat.
Oh, okay. No,
No, you're good.
that is no. So industrialist is under logistics. So we're saying that is administration, right? That's the administrator. That's a person that likes seeing how the corp functions. This is the empire builder type personality, right? Then you have the content creator, which is operations, right? And finally, you have personnel, which is HR, recruiting, all of that. That's the face. That's the socializer. That's a person that likes talking with people and actually like getting people in. Like, yeah, who would have guessed, right? You know?
Who would have guessed? It's me. I'm on this podcast. What do you know?
Exactly. And it's like I mentioned, it's very like pseudo, you know, psychological.
Yeah.
type stuff. But it fits. It really does. And talking about the move, like I mentioned before, each one of these roles is very important depending on where the status of the corp is, right?
Yep.
So while we were active in Conid, obviously, like, having day-to-day ops was okay. Having like active logistics trains was okay. The one thing that we were focusing more on more than anything else was growth. We wanted to grow the corp. So the focus was on the face. It was on our recruiting department. And then the retreat was announced, the war was ending, we had lost, we were moving. All of a sudden, we had need for the logistics department more than ever before, more than any of the other departments. That's where the brunt of the workforce was going. And overnight, like, we straight up had to revitalize our entire logistics train just to manage the move ops, which I think we did extremely well. We got a lot of kudos from the other corps that we worked alongside. That, like, some were even saying, hey, you guys are way more organized than we are, simply because we saw the issue before we had to deal with it. We planned around it.
Of kudos, that Mayhem Rubber Ducks, that's some good shit.
Yeah. I'm hoping it grows. But if you guys don't know, Mayhem Rubber Ducks, that is our logistics SIG for moving. It's our hauling SIG. If you guys are interested in moving stuff, in being a hauler, check it out. Apply to the SIG. And you guys will get paid to move stuff if you're interested in doing that. Check it out.
And for those that are watching that maybe not in Corp or aren't brave, Mayhem Rubber Ducks services several places. I believe you guys service some places that not even Brave services, correct?
We service 3 regions. We service the Forge, we service Metropolis, and we service Gemini. If it's in any of those 3 regions, we will go there. The main hubs are obviously Jita, Heck, and Rins. I kind of group those 2 together. 9, which is the high sec staging, and oh god, I almost said head GP. in BPH. Yeah, if only. In BPH, obviously those are the main hubs that you're going to see a lot of traffic through. If you are moving stuff from any of those hubs to the other hubs, I guarantee it will obviously be faster. Your contract is going to get accepted far more quicker if it's going to and from those hubs. But if it's outside of those hubs, they'll get done. It just might take a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope we have a bunch of people involved in that for the next big move up when we have our next location.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of which, if you guys are interested in a good financial opportunity, I would start stocking up on isotopes.
Yeah, ice is going to be good.
Mine ice, hold on to it. Buy isotopes, hold on to it. It's going to get used.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying mark it up at ridiculous prices like we saw coming out of T5 and some of these other PTAXE, but I'm saying
$25K per ice.
It's going to get used up in the local areas.
I almost fell for that.
You guys can mark it up at a reasonable price without fucking blues, and you can make a decent profit off of it.
Really good money.
Yeah. Like, and it'll go quick. People will buy entire stockpiles. So
yeah, you would be constantly moving it, and there would be no point where the market is
there's
full.
Always a demand. It's obviously going to be much less volatile than the initial move we had, because we had half of Eve moving out from one region, like a couple isolated regions. So obviously the demand was massive. But yeah, whenever you see stuff like this, you have two different things that occur. One, the price of isotopes goes up because people are moving, and also fire sales. So
fire sales are great to look out for.
Absolutely. Whenever a war ends or whenever a group moves, fire sales happen. So if you guys have some ISK burning a hole in your wallet, hold on to it. Wait until the move occurs, and I guarantee you're going to see some business opportunities cropping up. Pay attention to that. It won't last long. Jump on it. In my case, I wasn't even really buying into a lot of the fire sales. I was busy coordinating stuff, but I noticed on one of my tunes, I had a tune over in PTXE. Like, literally all that tune did was put up buy orders. I'd buy ships and flip them for sell orders, right? Well, overnight, once the move was announced, all my buy orders got filled. And I was like, oh, crap, I should have pulled those. And, since I'm not going to be able to flip them. And it's like, wait a minute. We were in the HiSec Corp, so we could just jump freighter everything out straight to Norble and then just take it up to Amar. And we had a lot of people in PTXE who didn't want to bother moving stuff. Yeah. They just wanted to sell it, right? And just not have to deal with it at all. So I was putting buy orders up for like 50% G to buy. Like massively discounted.
Yeah.
But people thought it was worth it to just get rid of it. So they didn't have to deal with it at all. And so
they were the poor unfortunate soul that didn't even pay attention.
I hope. I mean,
did we just get fucking raided or something? I don't know. I didn't get a notification that we did. We just got like a whole bunch of followers.
Yeah,
much appreciated, everybody.
10 people jumped in.
Yeah, a bunch of people jumped in.
Yeah, so opportunities like that arise. Take advantage of those. People will just sell their stuff off. They'll just liquidate it. They'll just get rid of it.
What's up, goons?
So pay attention to those fire sales. It's always a good opportunity. Hey, welcome.
We got some.
Oh no, they followed us here.
These might be goons. Oh
no!
It's
still a goon.
Oh, it's Nate. Okay.
Yeah, he's still a spy.
Definitely a spy. I don't know who all these people are, but welcome to the podcast. This will be posted a little bit later.
Like, did you guys have any opportunities during the move where you did stuff like that?
I wish I had. I would occasionally check the market, but like I had so much other shit going on, I couldn't check the contracts that were out there often enough to really make any money off it.
Yeah,
right.
I was busy doing stuff in Jita.
In my case, it wasn't much, but I easily flipped an additional like $2 billion worth of profit.
Yeah.
Like that was just taking it, taking those ships, making sure that they were all packaged, jump freighter them out, and just right up to Amar and just got rid of them. So.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of stuff like BPC flipping.
Okay.
And making like something that you can make for decently cheap. Stuff like Vindies, you can make for cheaper than they sell for.
For what?
Vindicators.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that you can make for cheaper than you sell it for. Like you can make it for a lot cheaper. Well, I don't know about a lot anymore. But I was making like 20% profit on each one.
That's generally good economics, making things cheaper than you sell them for. That's usually the way profit works. But
I mean, there's other things that you could do to make better margins if you wanted to, or make things faster. Right. Like you get smaller margins, but you would make money a whole freaking lot faster.
Yeah.
Because it would take me a week to sell 5 BPCs, and even though I wasn't super high compared to everybody else, I mean, not gonna lie, there were a few times where I spent like $6 billion and bought everybody out beneath me.
Oh yeah.
But it works. Holy shit, this is a lot of fucking follows, dude. It's still going.
For a while, I was making profit doing Tech 2 Invention on Munins when the Munin doctrine was first announced. And like I was just selling the blueprints. I wasn't even bothering doing the actual manufacturing.
Are these Nate's Twitch alts?
I mean, damn, there's got to be like close to 100 random follows. Jesus. Though I don't think they are. Maybe some of them are bots because they've all got a number at the end. But
they're bots. Yeah.
Damn.
He said it's my sock puppet army.
Damn. It's a lot of fucking bots. I love it. And now this thing is just going to be saying, "Hey, everybody's following."
But yeah, stuff like that is, there's some really great opportunities to make some profit. You just have to pay attention. You know?
And you're not fucking people. You're providing a service for convenience for people that are in a shitty situation, but you're not, you're
Right.
keeping it reasonable,
Yeah.
And plain and simple, like if they get fucked, if they weren't paying attention and just sold it, that's on them. They should have been, looking at the pricing. Obviously, I'm not saying do this maliciously, trying to trick blues into buying shit far below value. Don't do it out of a malicious sense. Make sure it's a reasonable price, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I was doing stuff at like 50% G to buy, simply because of the situation surrounding it. People were just trying to liquidate. They weren't caring how much it was. They just wanted to be rid of stuff. And if they made money off of it, great. They had wrote a lot of those assets off as just lost, and they didn't want to move it. So, they cashed out.
Yeah.
But in exchange, I had to put in a little bit of extra work, and it paid off. It wasn't a lot of work, This
Tiny
is
bit extra.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff where you're transforming value.
Yeah.
It's great.
Taking what you got and flipping it, making it a little bit better. That kind of stuff. I like it.
Like you mentioned with the faction battleships, right? With the industry changes, that's one of the things that rubbed me the wrong way. I really don't like the fact that they changed faction ship manufacturing. For the longest time, no, and just base battleship as well. I hate it. For the longest time, CCP has been trying to make battleships more valid, right? They gave them a slight speed buff. They gave them the frigate escape bay. They're like, we're going to make battleships viable again. Oh, by the way, we're revamping the industry to make it harder to make battleships. It's like
even T1 stuff,
Yeah.
like having to get Isogen is really fucking annoying.
Isogen is
when
the
you could have
worst.
before
it's
just
like that meme when they shoot the dude in the chair. It's like, how could this have happened? And it's like,
that's
you're
such
holding the gun, CCP. Like
It's
one of those things that
it's the why
really
have you
fucks
done
over
this?
newer players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's so irritating. And they did it with faction ships as well. And I kind of get it. Some people were talking about, faction ships are so prevalent in PvP. Like
It's because they're good.
for some reason, people have this mentality of people need to pay more for this. In what world is it better that you have to pay more, except to gate people out from that activity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is the sad truth of the world. And like with Mayhem having the word mining in the name, right? Industrial mining and Mayhem. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion. The state of the game is best when miners are bitching.
You're not
Because
wrong.
that means things are cheap. That means ships are far more easy to replace at a lower price point when the price of ore is dirt cheap.
Well,
When and it's the inverse is true too. When the miners are happy because they're making bank off of mining, everyone else is miserable.
The only problem is nobody wants to mine low sec.
yeah.
I mean,
I
people
think-
are doing
Which-
it. You just have to
Yeah.
follow the proper precautions.
But it's really annoying to mine in low sec.
I don't
Like,
think
extremely
it's
annoying.
too bad. At least when minerals are dirt cheap, at least regular minerals, it's the miners do benefit because their demand goes way up.
Right.
Like your demand is through the roof if you've got everybody trying to replace ships continuously.
But for the longest time, this statement held true. Now it's different because it's not just minerals that are impacting these things. When we're talking about faction ships, when we're talking about even base Tech 1 battleships, now there's gas. Now there's additional components that got to get thrown into making these things. And some of the stuff you have to go to certain areas of space for. You can't just go like stick in a high sec and send me AFK mine. Like you have to go out and huff gas. You have to go into these
you have to
areas.
go do these things.
And with the ore being spread out all over the place, it changes things as well. They they totally changed it for better or worse. It's here. We have to deal with it, whether or not you like it or hate it.
I just want them to like take these shitty asteroid belts that they've implemented and just condense them into one asteroid. Like make it the same amount of resources. Just don't make it annoying of a task. Just let me just mine the fucking thing. Like I don't want to change targets like every like 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this was a
It's
direct
crazy how fast you can
response
melt
to
them now.
Rorquals. Instead of just nerfing the fucking Rorqual, they nerfed everything but the Rorqual.
The Rorqual was already nerfed in the first place.
Yeah, so like we're gonna impact spawn rates, we're gonna impact the ore sizes, we're gonna spread the field out wider. It's like, why don't you just touch the Rorqual? Like,
Nobody likes using them now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, people don't use them because you land on a belt and you're like, well, that was fun. Let me retarget every 5 minutes, and now I have to move every 10.
And nobody wants to mine around a work wall either because it just attracts attention that you don't want.
Yeah, it's like how Titans used to be, where it was just a shiny, blingy kill mark. Where it's like, I want to kill that because it can't defend itself, and
they're purely content creators.
It was content, yeah, and it brought action, which is great. It's fantastic. Everyone knows it was. I don't even think it was as busted as people make it out to be.
No,
if you look at the
amount busted, but it was. It's been
with
nerfed.
multi accounts. It got retarded.
Murphed. It's been nerfed now to the point where people don't want to do it because it's not worth the amount of time, because it's such a good content generator that people are like, people are going to see this thing and I have to mine for X amount of time, and you'll get dropped in that amount of time twice.
But if you look at the actual numbers, right? If you look at the actual numbers, one Rorqual is the equivalent of 2.5 Hulks. Okay? It takes less time to train into a Hulk than it does into an Orca. Let's put that into perspective.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And
you have to have capital abilities for the Rorqual, right?
I'm talking Orca. I'm not even talking Rorqual yet. And then compare
I
that
thought you
to
were saying Rorqual.
No,
okay.
And then you compare that to the Rorqual. It takes much longer to train into a Rorqual than you could in that amount of time. You could train up multiple Hulk accounts.
And
then you've got
Orca,
the insane amount of people that still have that idea in their head that once I train into a work wall, I'm going to make so much money because they have that. Right. They look at old forum bows.
So with all these Orca belts that you see, where you saw like 20 Rorquals in a belt, all that's changing is they extracted the capital skills, put them into Hulks, and now they just have 20 Hulks on field. You know, that's the only thing that changed. You just remove the convenience of one, not having to transfer the ore constantly into an ore hold, and two, having the EHP and protection. They just have to pay a little more attention and warp the fleet off if they see a red pop in the system. That's all that's changed.
No big deal when you lose an Orca when you can pay for it within an hour or two of mining with your insane fleet.
Okarsi asks, so I shouldn't train for the Rorqual. Got it.
That's
effectively
no.
At this point,
absolutely not.
I would not recommend it. It's already been announced that they intend to do a balance pass on all mining ships.
Which can be good or bad, but Rorquals are shitty.
It's
regardless.
been heavily implied that they
if it's your dream, I'm not going to say don't do it, but I'm going to say there's no more point to training into a Rorqual.
They're not
because
fun to fly. There's so much effort required. Like you have to set up attack grids and everything. Like there's so much more to it than what people think. You don't just warp to an asteroid. You have to prepare and be like, it just sucks. It's not fun.
I will say this. With the bounce pass, they've already hinted that not only the Rorqual, but the Orca are getting nerfed. Honestly, I could see it. They might just straight up remove excavators from the game. And they might just remove the drone capacity from Orcas and Rorquals altogether. I could see the Orca returning right back to its original role of being just a fleet booster. You aren't going to have 20 Orcas sitting in a belt in high sec anymore. It's just going to be one boosting an entire fleet of procs or skiffs. Like, that's all that's happening. And, like, once again, convenience. Now these skiffs have to deposit into an arcade. And we're probably going to see the same thing that we saw with some of these fleets we've encountered, where they bring in, like, a freighter rather than having the overhold of 20 Orcas. It's just they just put it straight into the maintenance bay of the Orca, and the freighter pilot just scoops it right out, puts it into the freighter. You know,
Yeah.
That's such a gross thing to do. I can't believe somebody would do that.
yeah. Who would do that? It's crazy.
Who
But
would do that? Oh
honestly,
my gosh.
like it's
That's
annoying.
so dumb.
I think the change to I hope they don't do it to orcas. I think solo mining in orcas is okay. The fact of the matter is, it's one of mining really isn't that good of an ISK per hour activity.
No, it's not. It's definitely
It is very low returns. The what's good about it is you can pretty much AFK it. And this is the mentality that CCP is trying to fight. They want to make it more active, but
they're
in
not
order to
making
make it
worth
more
the
active,
time.
yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: going back to what we discussed, in order to make it worth the time, that means ore prices have to rise, which means everything else has to go up in price, making everyone more miserable. So no matter what, people lose.
I mean, no matter what you do, there's gonna be no happy solution. But I don't think shortage was the right answer necessarily, because when before we had the shortage, I don't recalling people complaining a whole lot. Yeah, things were a little bit more expensive, but everything became more expensive relatively. Like, because at least for when I was a new bro and we were sitting in impasse and we were turbo crabbing, well, not all of us were ratting, but we'd have mining fleets that would go out, and you could make a reasonable amount of ISK in a short amount of time. Well, not a short amount of time, but in a reasonable amount of time. And because people needed it. And it was great because you could sell it for a decent amount of money, and then you could afford to buy the stuff you want to buy. But now you can't do that. It's, I have to sit on a Belton nullsec for God knows how long, getting ganked every 45 minutes or so because it's null, and make no money from it. So I'm going to sit on a moon, but I'm going to get ganked every 15 minutes. So I got to make sure I have ults, make sure I'm constantly sitting there for a profit that really isn't there. You're much
for our
more
null
likely...
guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, for ISK making, you're much more likely to do something in industry or go over to like high sec and do incursions than you are to nullsec mine, just in general.
Right. For our nullsec guys, I will say this: R64 moons, nullsec ice, and more fight.
But
Those
you're
are
getting
your
ganked
three
constantly.
mining generators. Just don't get ganked.
It's not a don't get ganked. It's a I have to warp off or I have to leave because they're here, and they'll stay there or stay active in that area for the next hour or so at least because they know we're active there, and so it goes unmined because nobody's there.
Welcome to nullsec. You know, like
that's not how nullsec
situation
used to
we're living
be
in.
though. When people were happy, just in general, you were able to. That 15 minutes was at least worth.
This isn't a
million.
nullsec thing though. This is a Geminate thing.
No, this is a nullsec thing. It happened in Queries too.
You also figure in Queries we're also dealing with cloaky campers.
In Impasse, we were dealing with
every
cloaky
system.
campers.
But this is what I'm saying. That's out of the equation. Sure, we have to deal with additional stuff, but it's nowhere near as bad. I mean, like I mentioned, Morphite. Morphite is more expensive now than it was before the war. Because of the industry changes. It is more profitable to mine Morphite now than ever before. But
when you can find it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
But
I mean,
going back.
fuck everything and nobody's going to be happy.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think industry changes made anybody happy, to be honest.
Some people were. A lot of people quit because of it. Either quit the game or just quit industry altogether. I know, like me personally, I extracted all my science skills. Once I announced that, I was just dipping my toes in, just trying stuff here and there. And then once, like, I had pretty much already realized that industry wasn't really for me, you know. But that was a nail in the coffin for me. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
What I don't really get is why didn't they just increase the cost of manufacturing, like the material cost? Why did they have to touch the production side, like the
Well, I understand the
money and
mentality
everything,
behind it.
You know what
like,
I mean? Because they wanted to burn off
a capital
minerals that
shouldn't
were
be
sitting there,
just
but
a capital shouldn't be just as easy to make as a Tech 1 frigate.
right.
I get that.
But that's what I mean. They should be able to balance out the materials
Right.
rather than nerfing everything else to get the materials.
Well, they didn't just
they could have
nerf everything else.
You know?
They made other things that weren't being used.
Well, they nerfed everything instead of just like, well, let's just make this thing harder to build.
But they didn't, though.
They didn't, but it's still
they did both
in
instead.
CCP's wheelhouse to go, hey, is this the problem? No. Well, does it relate to the problem? Yes. Nerf it into the ground.
Yeah, they made resources annoying to get, and then they also increased the amount of resources needed.
They changed the resources needed. They didn't increase it by too much.
Well, but they increased the effort required.
Right, temporarily. This is a time thing. I don't consider that a nerf. It's like the name suggests. It's a resource scarcity. They just aren't as widely available for now.
Wasn't scarcity supposed to be over like a month ago?
I don't know the time ago. All I know is what I'm talking about nerfs is like we directly talked about the Rourke wall. Rather than just fixing the problem, which was the Rourke wall, they hit everything but the Rourke wall. They dropped a nuke on the Rourke wall. Everything around it got destroyed, and the Rourke wall came out unscathed.
Yeah, it's scarcity ended at the end of July.
Well, that's the official phase, right? There were multiple phases to the whole. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting lost in my words. Anyway, we got a bit into the weeds on that.
Yeah, we got into the weeds, but the long and short of it is things aren't necessarily going to be back to what they used to be. PI, I would set up very lightly. I mean, you can still do PI if you're extracting daily, but I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Plain and simple. You
Find
figure
HiSec
we're gonna
to
be
do PI in.
No, do not. Do HiSec. I cannot remember. I won't recommend HiSec or LowSec to anyone doing PI. Plain and simple.
I mean,
if you're not in a wormhole or nullsec,
it's
if you aren't doing factory planets, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
like just pure factory planets. If you're buying P1 like P1, P2 and importing into factory planets and just flipping it, sure, go for it. If you are doing extraction planets and you're not doing it in nullsec or wormholes, it's hardly
it's bad.
That's what I would say. And plus, we're only going to be here for a couple months. By here, I mean Geminate. I wouldn't recommend it. Hold on for now. Wait until we know where we're going.
That's the kind of, like, if we're going to be here for a couple months, I'd say set it up for a month and then take it down. Because it takes like a day to set it up, and then you start making money on it. It's high risk, sure, but it takes 3 weeks to set up. Then probably not.
It doesn't.
3 weeks to start making a profit.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you have everything. I know we already have guys that have PI set up and they're making money again already.
Yeah, you can definitely set it up and get it ready to go. Plain and simple, like I know how annoying it is to set up PI right off the bat. Like that's where all the headache is just setting it up in the first place. Once it's set up and running, it's pretty much passive, right? Plus, like it's a minimal ISK investment. Like you're talking like 10 to 15 mil per planet. It's minimal ISK. The issue is if you have the time to set it up and want to set it up, go ahead. Me personally, with all the clicking and setting up the routes and doing that, like imagine 5 planets per account, 3 tunes per account. That's 15 planets and spread out over, like I have 6 accounts. That's 72 planets. Like, no, I'll wait.
Yeah, fair enough. If you want to do it across all your accounts. I just wanted to say that the bots are still going 20 minutes later.
Jesus.
Like, and I don't even think we're close to. Maybe we're halfway. Like, I'm telling you, there are a lot of follows. Holy shit.
Well, we're going on an hour and a half at this point.
Yeah, we are going on an hour and a half.
So I refreshed. We were at 43 before the bots. Now we're at 1.7K.
Yeah, we did, Nate. I appreciate that. Oh man, I can't wait to read the I can't wait to read the after stream report of just like, hey, you got like 1,700 followers in one stream. Oh man.
Is this like a common issue with Twitch? Like, why would this just happen?
Is this you, Auntie?
Auntie said it was his sock puppet farm.
I don't know if it was just the time though. I mean, I'll appreciate it. No, not you. Okay, I don't know. We got. I mean, if it wasn't you, you can DM me if it was you. But officially, no, it's not him.
Someone said it. I don't know.
He said it was his sock puppet army, but I don't know if it was actually him. I don't know. Either way, I appreciate it. But follow me on Twitter though. So the overall of this podcast was to recap the war, and in a weird roundabout way, we kind of did that. We talked about a whole bunch of other things in the meantime, but we did, in fact, cover the war, and the effects that now are in Geminate. We talked about some of the things that happened during the war, and it's final comments. We'll do a round of final comments here, but at least my final comments are, things suck. We're moving again soon, TM, but they're not going to suck forever, and so you just got to find new ways to do things, whether you like it or not. We're gonna have to do something about it. We can't just sit here and do nothing and sit on our asses forever. It's gonna be a new and exciting time, that's for sure. Getting in fleets, doing PvP, all that kind of stuff. But at least until we have a new home, it's gonna be a difficult time for everybody. Yeah, Dax, if you want to go do your or Bolrik, doesn't matter. Dax, I don't care.
Well, I was going to add to that, like, in a weird way, it just, keeping tabs on Discord a lot at work and stuff, like, it seems like we're more active in anything now than we were during the war. Like, we always had pings for, like, to go out, whatever, but it seems like right now there's a lot more, like, not personal battle, I don't know what you would say, but for what we're doing to take care of ourselves, like, it seems like there's a lot more content going on during the the day than what we had previous, where it was just all fleet ops, big fleet ops.
Kind of.
It seems like we're more active in a weird way.
Most of our activity is off of Eve, or at least it's pertained to Discord, because I'll log into Eve and we have 10 people online, for a corp of like nearly 1,200, 1,300.
Yeah.
And we'll have 10 people online, because to be fair, it's a lot of people not logging in, and alts and things like that. But besides the point, I think our Discord and our real life activity with each other is higher. I just don't think that Eve activity is higher, because people are so busy waiting for the next step.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Everyone's kind of holding pattern to see what we're going to next.
Yeah,
and just trying to get content where they're where they can.
Dax, how about you? Any closing comments?
Yeah, I got two things. So first of all, like you mentioned, we're gonna be moving, new and exciting times. This is a great opportunity for us to try new things that we haven't done before, right? Like when we first got here to Metropolis over in Mine, we fired up the militia and got things going. Things didn't turn out the way we expected, but we learned some stuff from it. So good times on that end. And second of all, like you mentioned, activity. I say start the purge. That's my go-to. I want to kill, slay the zombies. I want to see an active corp, not a corp filled with corpses. So
yeah, we should. There's some big mega coalitions out there. Cough test, cough.
I say
other
fuck having the big numbers by saying, we're the top this number corp, we're number with this whatever. No, screw that, because the active numbers don't reflect that. So why does that number even matter?
Yeah.
Well, it's only gonna be one person.
Yeah, I don't care. Fucking start the purge. Do mass kicks. I really want to see the people who actively get on, log in, and shoot stuff.
Let heads roll. All right.
Yep.
Well, so this has been episode 1 of the Mayhem podcast. We'll name it something later, but this is episode 1. Where can they find you, Bolrik?
Here.
I meant socials, but Bolrik streams over on.
It's very
Bolrik.
dispersed. I need to organize that actually. There's not really a solid place to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Other than on this podcast and through the EVE Online game.
Yeah. If you wanna find this in EVE Online, my co-hosts here are Bolrik Belanos. Bolrike is on Twitch. Bolrike with a Q.
It would really help if I had one spelling of my name.
Yeah. I mean, it would help if I stuck to a damned username. Dax is over on EVE Online. I don't know if you stream or do anything else, Dax, but Dax Akari is one of my other hosts here, and I am Marie Chasteau here. I stream on the Industrial Mining Mayhem Twitch, as well as my own Twitch, which is Waithlord. And yeah, that's if you're looking for a place to hang out, looking for a place to get to know some people and have a good time, check us out on EVE Online. We have a whole lot of stuff going on, picking back up activity, getting some events going, and all those kinds of things for the community, doing giveaways. I think we got 2 more hoodies to give away. Cam and R can correct me later, but we got 2 more hoodies to give away. Bolrik, you can't win this one because you won the last one. Dunk has a hoodie, so actually it might just be one because we gave one to Dunk, or he gave one to Dunk.
I still want to see him pose like I did. I'm really disappointed.
Doing some anime streams, some TV show streams, just having some good times. And if you ever want to talk, I will usually have my office open for anyone. Just ping me if you need to talk. But anyways, thank you guys very much for coming out. And this is the end. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Later.
And end stream. And pause recording.